Hello and welcome. I wanted to share a Jackson's art supply haul with you. I bought too many sketchbooks. I should be on a paper now by. I got the studio sketchbooks, which are tiny sketchbook with 20 pages, 140 GSM. They were less than £1 each. This one is an A6 size and this one is an A5 size. Then I made a mistake and ordered 2 of these. So I'm gonna try this sketchbook out today and I hope I like it because it's a thick sketchbook. It has 100 pages and it's 100 GSM. But I want to try it out. I want to use these as my relaxing sketchbook that I just can do whatever I want. But I didn't need 2 of them. This is my current one. I almost filled it up. I only have like a few pages left. So I'm kind of... These are the sort of things that I do in this sketchbook. It's nothing special. I'm even going back right now and filling pages that I didn't fill before, or if I see space, I just use that space. Or this is my very ugly sketchbook, and it was a cheap one that I bought from the Action. I just squeezed the aqua paper together and the marker paper. I also like the marker paper. But I hope I like this one. And by the way, this one isn't sold anymore. It was less than €2. So that kind of makes me sad. And I got a fusion palette from Mugello. And it's black, which I quite like. Oh, the label seems to be lifting. I don't know if you can see. Oh, it's sticking back on. I think this one. Okay, hold it. This is the 18 well palette, which I think I had a few of the Daniel Smith watercolors in. I thought about putting some Holbein watercolors in this palette, but I'll see. But I saw this palette and it looked interesting. And I tend to like Mugello watercolor palettes. This teeny tiny package only contains one thing. Some Eule watercolors, Shiny Fairy Dust Volume 2. It's a dot card and it's a pretty decent size to try out. Like, it's really iridescent. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe it is. I'm gonna swatch these out. So we're gonna play with the Khadi. So we're gonna play with this Khadi Fat book. So I want to test this sketchbook out. What is the first page? Is this the first page? It's also the same for the other side. Yeah. I'm going to use this page as my first testing page and maybe fill these two a little later. There's also a different kind of paper. It's a bit wider compared to this paper, so I think this is the actual sketchbook. I'm going to use some washi tape. We're just going to do something simple. I like how the watercolor flows on this paper. So it starts to buckle, but it makes sense because it's only 100 GSM watercolor paper. Now in here I just want to do a simple red wash, which I want to work on a bit more. And in the next one I want to go from light to dark, so maybe from yellow to orange, and let's see how well it does. I think this is gonna bloom because I added just a little bit too much water to the drying watercolor paper. So in this box I'm gonna swatch out a granulating watercolor, and I'm using Galaxy Brown from Schminke. So and in the last box I just wanted to swatch out these watercolors. Just gonna zoom in for this part while this box dries. I should let a drop of water sit for a little while. You can see it. Number 2, which is a pinky glittery one, and the first one was a blue to pink, I would say. Number 3, which is a green to pink, I guess. And the last one, number 4, is like a purple tone, which I really like. I like this one. Like a bluish purpley tone. Let me do it on top of you don't. I went. Like, I think these are meant to go on top of colors to give like a beautiful. It is. I also swatched it on black paper, but if you tilt it like this you can hardly see them. Like, I like the fact that they have a clear base, but I'm not gonna lie, it is fun to play with. The only thing I don't like about glitter is you will find it literally everywhere, and it will sort of stay stuck in your brush. This one isn't too bad. But I'm definitely going to continue playing with these. I quite like them. I was kind of looking for an iridescent watercolor that will give the shine but no color. I really like the effect that these shiny watercolors create. Like, if you don't use too much of this watercolor and you just move the paper it disappears, and it's only when the lights shine on it. I like how the swatch of the super granulating watercolor came out. You can really see how it granulates. The flat washes as well. And for comparison, I also did it on the Bauhang watercolor paper. It's just a little bit more vibrant on the 300 GSM watercolor paper, which makes sense because this is also just bright white compared to the Khadi off-white color, which is pretty nice. I'm quite excited to play with this watercolor paper, and I think the paint has dried, so I'm gonna remove the tape and see if this paper is tape friendly. Well, it's not tape friendly because it also starts to rip. And so this was the test page. It doesn't seem to like tape, and because it buckles when you use too much water, it starts to lift and the watercolor will go underneath it, and in some places it even starts to rip. But for what it is, I think this is pretty great. This is the next page, so it does buckle really bad, but it's 100 pages in one sketchbook. I also want to test my fountain pen on it. It doesn't seem to bleed, so that's a good sign. I will zoom in. So it will skip just a little bit. When I use watercolor, I tend to use this fountain pen with this ink because it's waterproof to sketch. And here are the Eoli watercolors on black paper, which just looks gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed this tiny haul and testing out the Khadi Fat book. Subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!